guys, it's Serena Meow. Today we're going to be making salsa. I've already chopped up one onion, but I just decided to make this. So, what are the ingredients, you ask? These are some of the ingredients. Tomato, bell pepper, chili, onion, and more tomatoes and cilantro. So, you can do this in any way, but I started with the onion. It's usually 3 to 4 onions, so basically you just chop it up like this. Oh, and by the way, if you're a kid, you might need get an adult supervision, kind of like me. Okay, so first I chop up the onions like this. Then I just keep chopping them up and then into little squares. Then once you got that, you put them into the bowl. You can do this any way you want, but by the way, go to my website called moomermellow.com. It will be fun there. You can buy slime. You can look at some other stuff. Oh, and by the way, this is like a really tasty recipe, so make sure you try it. Okay, I finished cutting my onion, and by the way, you should only cut 3 to 4 slices of onion pieces. So basically, next we can go for maybe some tomatoes. First you cut like the tomato slices in half, then you cut those into quarters, and then into eighths, and then, yeah. Then you just go down from that, basically. You can make them as small as you want, but don't make them too big. And just keep cutting them, and yeah. Now I'm done cutting the tomato. Now let's start with the cilantro. So an easy way to cut the cilantro is you put it into one group in like the middle of your cutting board. Then you quickly just chop places. Then yeah, you just keep doing that until you feel like it's all chopped up. Okay, I'm done cutting up the cilantro, and now we can either, your choice, cut up the bell pepper or the chili. I'm doing the chili, but you can cut the bell pepper up if you want. So first you just cut them into these little big pieces. Make sure you get one that's not too spicy for you. Because if it's too spicy for you, then you might not like the salsa, and you might not want the salsa anymore. So make sure it's not too spicy. And yeah, just keep cutting them up into little tiny squares, then put them in the bowl. You can rip them if it's like you got a motion wood through cut, and yeah. Okay, I finished up chopping the chilies. By the way, I used an Anaheim chili and a little bit of a jalapeno chili. Okay, now we're gonna start cutting up the bell pepper. So basically, someone can cut it up into these pieces, then you cut those into half, then you cut those into quarters like that, then you just cut them to size like that, then you just cut them in half, and that's about small enough, so then you just put it in. And then you just keep doing that. Okay, so I used up all of my ingredients. You don't have to use like all of them, because I still have this left and some tomatoes left and that stuff. Oh, and by the way, I added a little scallion to them. So now it's time to mix it up. Oh, now I just need to add this tomato juice. You add it at the end, you separate it first. Then I'm gonna mix it up. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix it up all together. Then you add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. you can eat this with your family at the end, and it's so good. Trust me, I've made it before. Oh, and by the way, look at my kitten. Just look at him. Even he wants to be in this video. Okay, now I'm gonna add a little bit of salt from both. I'm gonna add like 2 teaspoons of salt. 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, and then 1 teaspoon of regular salt. Then I'm gonna add like a little bit of pepper. Now I mix the salt and pepper into it. And once you do that, it's all done. Now I just take a chip and yummy. That was so good. Recipe I used, and I also made it. Look. I wrote it on one of these special notes that we're gonna pass down to the family. So, yeah.